You're listening to The Breakfast Show with Ben and Liam. They're on your radio, and that's why you can't see them. So stay for a while, they're gonna make you smile. And whatever you do, don't touch that dial. You're feeling fine, waking up to the sunshine with Ben and Liam.
G'day there, podcaster.
Yep, this is our Sunday Recap Around Australia podcast. Thanks for joining us. Fun fact, these normally get less clicks than the regular episodes, which is fair. But there was one a couple of weeks ago that had like thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands. We're like, wow, it must have been an awesome episode.
Yep.
Turns out it was just a glitch.
Yep.
So the numbers weren't real. But I think we still choose to believe that the majority of those were a huge influx.
Yeah.
I don't know what we put it down to, but maybe everyone was
It was a glitch.
No, maybe everyone was just feeling the show that day. Don't put yourself down like that.
No, they've looked into it. It was
Don't
a
let the
glitch.
tech guys tell you.
Right.
You know.
You think they're trying to, like, belittle us?
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah, okay.
They don't want us to get too big for our own boots.
Yep.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Liam, we are both engaged. I got engaged just a little bit before
Not together,
you.
if this is your first time tuning in. You're like, oh, that's
No.
that's a groundbreaking for radio.
We are engaged to separate people. My wedding, though, a little bit more sooner than yours. So mine's coming up in April. So we're getting to the pointy end of this thing now.
We are, yeah.
And I have made you my better man.
Yeah, it's better than the best man. Ben chose his brother as the best man. Originally asked me to be the MC, which was pretty disappointing. But, we settled on better man. And I tell you, I have been flat out. I barely had time to plan my own wedding because of all the duties that I've been clogged up with your bloody wedding.
What's the most recent thing you've done?
Picked the serviettes and did the names for the table.
What colour have you gone for the serviettes?
Pink.
Really? Because I think Sam, my fiancé, wanted like a burnt
Always
orange.
changing her bloody mind. well, I suppose I'll have to call the woman later on today to change that.
The napkin woman.
Yeah, the napkin woman. So that's today's fire I've got to put out. So this is just an example of some of the stuff I have to deal with planning Ben's wedding as a better man.
Well, look, Liam, the reason I come to you is because our wedding venue has said, hey, if you like, between the ceremony and the reception, which are it's at the same place.
Yeah.
She said there's a couple of hours in between. If you want, we can serve cocktails. So basically, you pick 2 cocktails, whatever you want, and then we'll make them and serve them to
They
the
have
guests.
like a his and hers or like bride and groom.
Yeah, well, that was exactly right. So Sam said, oh, great, let's do his and her cocktails. But Sam said, I'm going to have a think about it tonight, but I need to know by tomorrow, which is today, because she's getting the signage made up for the bar.
Right, okay, yep.
So my question to you is, Liam, for the Ben cocktail, which cocktail best represents me?
Yeah, I knew this would come up at some point. I do have some notes somewhere in my...
It's under the pink napkins.
Yeah, well, burnt orange, supposedly. So, there you go. Cocktails for Ben. Yeah, I did actually. I've had just draft up 4 options for you.
4?
Because I thought at some point you might need them. But first of all, I've got the greyhound, because you used to chase around greyhounds to catch them after their races.
Yes.
Which is grapefruit juice, gin mixed and served on ice.
Is that a real cocktail?
Yeah, no, these are all real cocktails.
Oh, wow, okay, that's a good one.
And if the rim of the glass is salted, it's called the salty dog, and you can be one of those sometimes as well. So that is an option. Also, the breakfast martini, which is gin, marmalade, orange liqueur, and lemon juice.
These are actually these are way better than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, this one, this blew me away that this was a real one when I was researching.
Yeah.
It's called the grog. Which is
right.
literally, it's your nickname because you did a groggy fart in high school.
I haven't heard the nickname grog in a long
I
time.
don't call you grog. Yeah, I don't really subscribe to that. But that is just like rum diluted with water. You can have limes or lemons in it as well.
Yeah, right, okay.
The last one's my personal favourite, the old M&M. This is more of a made-up one. This is one that
This is what you've made up,
Yeah,
right.
Madurian milk, because
Gross.
you used to be a dairy farmer.
Yeah.
I do actually drink these on the weekend with my friends. It's also known as the bullfrog because it tastes wicked. It tastes like a splice. You know, you used to get these.
Yeah.
But then within the hour, you're bullfrogging somewhere around town, wherever you are.
I like your first one. I like the greyhound.
The greyhound?
I like the greyhound.
Okay, I'll get on to Sam and check with her just
I can
in
just
case
tell her when I get home.
No, I think it's better if we have a direct communication, because this is where some of the the communication breakdown comes from. Then I end up having to call the serviette woman again and saying, "Hey, look, we've got the colours wrong," and it's it's a whole thing.
Yesterday, if you missed it, was the press club lunch with ScoMo. So a bunch of journalists, they get together, they eat lunch, and they just grill him with questions. And ScoMo got hit by a whole bunch of curly questions, but there was one that I'd like to focus on right now. He was asked if he knew the price of bread. This was his response.
Off the top of your head, Can you tell me the price of a loaf of bread?
Now, I'm not going to pretend to you that I go out each day and I buy a loaf of bread and I buy a litre of milk. I'm not going to pretend to you that I do that. And I'll leave those sort of things to you, mate.
Does he doesn't have bread in his house?
It seemed like a bit of a burn at the end. I'll leave the bread buying to you, peasant, mate.
We're all laughing at ScoMo because of this, but it's actually harder than you might think. Now, to prove that, we brought in producer Belle. She's got 5 products from the supermarket. It's me versus Liam. We have to try and guess the price of each item. Now, for a correct answer, I reckon you got to be within 50 cents of the product.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Okay, so it's not just who's closer. You've got to be really near it.
I reckon for the sake of the game to progress, whoever's closer gets the point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Having said that, I reckon for it to be like impressive, it's got to be within 50 cents.
Well, see how I go, because I must admit, normally I don't have like a filter in my head of bread should be this much.
Yeah.
When you're buying it, you're like, that's probably about right.
Feel free to play along in the car as well or at home. See how many of these you actually get. It's best of 5.
Best of 5. All right. First one, 500 grams of Capilano pure honey, but in the upside-down squeeze bottle. Ben, what do you think?
500 grams, that's a pretty big one. And I know that honey is very expensive. I get my honey from a mate of mine called Cam. But it ran out recently and I had to buy some. And I reckon the one I got was smaller than 500 grams. And it was about $7.50. So I'm going to say $9.40.
I reckon $12.
Okay. Well, it's $8.60, so Ben, you're way closer.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that is one to Ben. Next one. How much do you think 125-gram punnet of blueberries is? Liam, you can go first.
Blueberries, let's just go $4.30.
Nah, it's too expensive. I reckon if you get it on special, they do them for $2.
Yeah, but we're not talking special, right?
Yeah, but you can't count special.
We're not doing specials.
Like, if we go to the discount
I
range,
know.
it's 20 cents.
I'm just showing my work. I'm thinking out loud. When they're on special, they're about $2. When they're not on special, I'd say $3.50.
Well, they're $4.50, so Liam, that's
Yes.
one to you.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, blueberries, like, because they look, it's small.
Yeah.
It's like smaller than strawberries, but they're
Deceiving.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, next one. How much is a 350-gram can of odourless Mortein fly and mozzie spray? Ben?
$4.50.
Okay,
Where am I
Liam?
going on that?
Been a while since I've used the mozzie spray. Yeah, let's say, I'm just going to round up and say 50. Oh, sorry. No. $5, yeah. I was going to round up 50 cents from yours is what I was saying.
So you're $5, Ben. You said...
I said $4.50.
Yeah.
All right, that's one to Liam, $7.70. All right, Liam, if you get this, you win.
Okay.
How much is a 495-gram jar of Chicken Tonight lemon chicken simmer sauce? Ben?
I would say $3.50.
Yeah, it's got to be around. Yeah. I'd say $3.
Well, then, Liam, you win. It's $2.50.
There you go.
We have Australia's favourite maths guru, Adam Spencer. Good morning, Adam.
Gee, it's a hotly contested field, Australia's favourite maths guru, isn't it? To think that I've risen even into the top 50 is just so flattering.
Yeah, and you're really there.
You certainly are, Adam. You've written a new book, Maths 101. Now, do most people forget everything they learned as a kid by the time they're an adult? Because I feel like I have.
Yeah, people found, especially on the East Coast with the homeschooling phenomenon last year, it's not hard for kids to ask you a question out of about 4th grade mathematics. Why don't we just add the tops and the bottoms of the fractions together, Mum? And unless Mum sees that question coming, the nervous sweats start, and she can't for the life of her remember why that's the case. So Maths 101 walks parents and kids hand in hand through the primary school maths journey from the very basics to the really curly things at the end of year 6.
You have prepared a challenge to test our maths knowledge this morning. I'm excited for this. Liam isn't. It's best of 3 questions. Liam, our name is our buzzer.
Okay.
Here we go. This is question number 1.
A 7-nation army couldn't hold me back.
There you go, 7. 7 Nation Army. 7 is the square root of what number?
So the square...
The sweats are starting.
So this... I couldn't tell you what a square root is, to be honest. Square root... is that got to do with how many times it can go into itself?
I didn't get roots at all at school.
Let me rephrase the question, boys.
Okay.
What's 7 times 7?
7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49. 49.
I didn't hear a name, but I'll pay it as correct.
Ben. Yes. Thank you very much.
There is a way to go a little bit quicker than that. You can commit the times tables to memory if you want, so you don't have to, every time you do a multiplication in your life, start and add up. But the addition there was fantastic. Ben, well played. 1-0 to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking 70, but I just, that's 10 times 7.
Well, then you could also do that, couldn't you? You could also do 10 times 7, take 1 7 off. That'd be 9 times 7. But look, let's get on to question. Let's get on to question number 2.
Yeah, at least you remember the tricks.
Oh, how romantic is this? He walks 500 miles and then 500 more to make 1,000. Something weird on the primary school math syllabus, boys, that really mucks around parents. Roman numerals.
Deary me.
Okay.
What's the Roman numeral for 1,000?
Well, I'm pretty sure 10
I think
is
it's
X.
It's
So if 10's X.
it's 4 X's.
Is it 4X gold?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4X is a popular Queensland beer. It's not the Roman numerals for 1,000.
Damn.
Is it M? Is that the right answer?
Well, Liam said, damn, that finishes in an M. I'll pay it. 1-1.
Yes.
Oh, wow. All right, look, this isn't going too well for Liam and I. Let's go question number 3.
It's hip to be square. It's hip to be square.
Huey Lewis in the news. Hip to be square. Geometry, boys. Geometry. And this is for the win. Here we go. What is the internal angle in a square? How big is it? How big is the angle in a square?
Ben, 90 degrees.
Correct, Ben.
Yeah!
2-1.
You lost me at inner. That's when I just blacked out, and I woke up and I just heard claps, and everyone was really happy. I suppose it's all over now. Is everything safe? There's no more questions?
Yeah, look, it would have been pretty controversial if you'd ended up winning when I confused the word damn with you saying the letter M. So I think the real winner on the day was Ben.
Yeah, that's
and
fair.
mathematics 2-1. Congratulations, Ben.
Does that mean that if the internal's 90, is the external, is that...
Quit while you're ahead, mate. You sounded cool in front of Adam. I would leave it there. Get your hands on Adam Spencer's new book, Maths 101. It is out now everywhere. It's a must for parents who are taking those kids back to school or maybe doing their homeschooling and want to learn a little along the way. Thank you so much for joining us. A pleasure as always.
I'll get an emergency copy to you, Liam, as quickly as I can.
Thank you.
Liam, for the 3rd year in a row, you've started the long road to weight loss. The weight loss journey, we've been saying.
Well, I wouldn't say it's so much of a journey. It's just like sort of just getting fit. And yeah, maybe losing a spare tyre around the guts.
Yeah, and I've been helping you stay accountable. I got you to do an on-air pledge.
That's right,
Saying
yeah.
you wouldn't eat any fast food. And also, if any listeners saw you eating fast food out and about, they could DM us a message and they would get like $500 cash. You can still do that as well.
Yeah, but Ben says 500 cash, and then when you come on air, he says 100.
Yeah. How's it been going? Has it been going good?
Oh yeah, no, it's been it's been good.
Yeah,
I mean,
nice.
I've been trying to eat better and just trying to do the right thing.
I have noticed around work and stuff you've been eating better. And this is just a bit of a check-up to see how you're doing. Another thing you're doing this year that you haven't done in previous years is you're getting PT sessions.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just going to this guy and he's just absolutely cooking me every time I go there. Like each session, so like the first one I was like, oh, that was good, pretty hard and fun.
Yeah.
Second one I was like, gee whiz,
Yeah.
little less fun, that was pretty hard. Third one I was like, I passed out, I'm pretty sure, for
So you're
about
getting
20
less
minutes.
fit.
I think he's pushing me harder, I think is what's happening.
Because I had my doubts that you were even doing PT lessons.
Yeah.
So I've actually
You
tracked
thought that
down...
was code for I'm going to get a zinger box.
Yeah, I've tracked down the PT myself to get
Oh, right.
a live update on your sessions. His name is Ollie, is that right?
Yeah, his name, you got him.
Joins us now. Ollie,
What's happening, guys? How's it going?
Ollie, I'm already getting PT energy from you.
oh,
You're
man.
up and about.
He is. And, I mean, Ollie, this is my friend Ben. Ollie, tell Ben what you call me.
Oh, well, like Big Sauce?
Yeah, big
Sauce?
Big sauce of Big L. Which actually,
Big L.
it
Yeah,
actually
he's Big
motivates
L to
me.
Everyone's got a nickname at the gym. You're
Yeah.
just Big L to me.
Ollie,
Cool
I
love,
guess
baby.
I wanted to get you on firsthand to hear from you. How is Liam going in the PT sessions?
All right. So when he came in, he was like a baby giraffe or like a toddler learning how to walk. But
Yeah.
credit to the Big L, man. He's going well. He's going really well.
Big L puts in the work. Yeah.
Yeah, Big L puts in the work. He dies, but he really tries. So credit to L.
Yeah.
He's kicking ass.
Yeah. Is there any room for improvement?
Oh, look, every session, every week there's room for improvement,
Yep.
especially like when he's only doing 1 day a week. But credit to Big L.
Hey.
There's
Ollie, I'll start doing 2 days a week. How does that sound? Would that be
well,
like,
that's so funny you say that because look, there's an extra session that's just become available.
there you go.
I'll pencil you in now,
I
bro.
suppose I'm locked in for next week. 2 sessions a
Exactly.
week.
Hey, Ollie, have you? I know, like you're the PT side of it, but have you talked about like meal plans? Is Liam bringing food to the sessions, or what's going on there?
Look. Theoretically, I'm not a dietitian, so I can't give nutritional advice. However, Big L gets messages from me probably 2 hours before training and says, like, no zinger burgers
It's
before
funny
training.
because you're not joking about that, but like, because obviously when I get called out on air for eating bad, then you hear it and it sort of comes out. But on the weekend, you sent me like a text, like completely out of the blue, saying no zingers, and I was literally just thinking about getting one. Like I was like, oh geez, he's in my head.
Bro,
he's in my
I'm
head.
in your head. Yeah, I've got to be there. That's it. So like, whenever you look at KFC or Mickey D's, bro, just think of me just screaming at you, say, bro, I can't do it. Can't do it. Not for Ollie, bro.
You're good, Ollie, because I think it's a love-hate relationship, which you say every time I look
Always.
like I want to die.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
I think the best bit is I'm a little bit scared of you, so I never want to stop the exercises. When you say, don't flake out on me, I'm like, I will not.
Come on now. You paid me out to be this mean guy. Come on now. I'm the one who's really working here to get your booty working, man.
All right,
Yeah, like,
Big O, mate. It was good to check in with you
no, I don't
on
call
the
him
show.
Big O.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, apologies.
I,
Well, look,
I don't know what a sensei, I suppose I call it.
Ollie, thank you very much for keeping Liam in check, and thanks for joining us.
Oh, you're very welcome, guys.
We are joined now by producer Belle.
Hello, guys.
Now, people normally email you with problems and that sort of thing, but we're going to do it a little differently. We're just going to be talking about this really cute story. Are you familiar with the game Wordle?
I am familiar. Everyone's playing it at the moment, but I haven't subscribed to it yet.
Yeah, look, people are pretty obsessed with it. It's basically, it's not even an app. It's like a website you go to and you try and pick a word. There's like a word of the day. There's like 6 different times you get to try it.
Yeah, it's just a puzzle game involving
just like-
words.
yeah.
But the cool thing about it is the whole world is trying to solve the same puzzle each day.
And the best bit is, it was invented by a guy called Josh Wardle. He invented Wordle.
Wardle invented Wordle.
And now Wardle has sold Wordle to like the New York Times and for like millions of dollars. He's made bank on it. But that's not the cute bit. He actually made this game for his girlfriend because she loves these sort of brain busters.
Yeah.
So in COVID, as a present, he would give her like these little puzzles every day. And then because he worked the software out himself, because he's just a smart guy, on Valentine's Day, he sort of gave her a website. And then it sort of slowly got out from there. That's why it's like not an app and it's not something that can be sold.
That is so cute.
It certainly will be now that he's made bank. But you know, him and his girlfriend, they're having a lovely time.
That's
They're
so
probably laughing on a yacht somewhere, doing some Sudoku or something, having a great time.
That is really sweet.
It's just a story that makes you go, oh.
Maybe I will play it now that's the backstory.
Yeah, now that you know.
Sweet. You know what? Can I actually, just off the back of this, have you guys realised here at work we have something very similar? Andy, our other producer.
New guy.
Yes. Do you know that he leaves every day to go across the road to where his wife works to bring her a sandwich that he makes here? And the first few days I was like, where is Andy going? Like,
He's I just
disappearing.
the first few days I thought he just had very timed bowel movement. Like he's like, well, that's Andy's time.
I think the cutest part about the story is he makes the sandwich in the kitchen and he puts it on a plate and then he walks to her work with the sandwich
With the
on a plate.
That's so cute. Not even Tupperware. And like realistically, most people would just go to Woolworths for the weekend and get the rolls. They'd make them. They'd just take them to work.
Yeah.
No. Andy will take all the supplies to work, make the sandwich each day with love, and then walk it to his wife.
And he never misses a day. That's the bit I love. Every
Absolutely.
single day he does this.
He just leaves us just
Yeah, he
here
does.
by ourselves. We don't know what
Yeah,
we're
he
doing.
should actually be working. But it is cute and it makes you go, ah. 13 24 10. If you call up, you'll be in the draw to win $50,000. What does your partner do that makes you go, oh? You know what? Maybe your partner's not that nice. Maybe it's one of your friends' partners and you just want to tell the story. But 13 24 10 is the number.
Melissa joins us.
This is myself and my husband.
Okay.
Every morning he brings me a coffee. And then I'll get home from work after being on my feet all day and there'll be a bath run with a glass of wine. He's cooking dinner and then he'll give me a shoulder massage and he just treats me like a queen.
super husband. Instead of making me go, oh, now I'm going, oh, man, I'm in so much trouble in my life.
Tyrone joins us now. This was your great aunt and uncle. What were they doing?
So my uncle, when they first got married, ended up growing a full patch of roses for my aunt. They've been married over 50 years now, and every single day he goes out in the morning before she wakes up and cuts her a rose. And I think the best bit about it is they've both got dementia now, and yet he still remembers to go out and cut roses for her every morning.
I feel like I'm going to start crying, Tyrone.
Gosh.
That takes the cake. We're not taking any more calls.
No, we're not taking any more after that.
That is
beautiful.
That is a film.
That's the Notebook, basically.
Their life is a movie.
It's a debate, a big debate. Who will win medallion?
MAFS contestants are genuinely looking for love.
Of course, MAFS back on our TV screens at the moment, and of course they're not actually looking for love.
I think they are, Ben. I suppose that's why we're going to need to have this debate, 30 seconds each. It's going to be up to the jury to decide who wins.
All right, sit back, relax, and let us convince you why we see it our way.
So, Ben, you're saying that MAFS contestants aren't actually in it for love.
Mm-hmm.
Your time starts now.
Here comes the bride, slipped on a banana peel, and all their followers went through the roof. Now, I know that doesn't rhyme, but it does sum up why this show exists. It exists so these people can increase their social clout, not find love. Here's a fun stat. Out of all 60 MAFS couples, only 3 have remained married. And the only reason those 3 couples are still together is because it looks good for their brand. Marriage is meant to be forever, not for 15 minutes of fame. Why don't you be like the rest of the world and fall in love with someone you met on Tinder or eHarmony?
Yeah, okay, fair enough. See what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Don't agree with it.
You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah, I'm picking it up.
But you putting it back down
I'm going to
again?
put it back down.
Okay, well, I'm going to pick it up.
Okay.
And dust it off.
Well, I got 30 seconds to put that down and bury it in the ground. Of course, these 16 young hearts are looking for love on MAFS. It's so hard to find someone these days if you don't use Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, Zoosk, Grindr, Match, RedHotPie.com, OkCupid, or eHarmony, that is. What could be more romantic than being followed by a camera crew and 6 producers? I'm pretty sure that's how my grandparents did it. They got married before they'd met, and every Sunday they would write down on a piece of paper if they wanted to stay or leave. How cute. These people want to be head over heels. They want to put that lip filler to good use and smooch the new love of their life.
All right, so we both said our piece. Now we go to the jury to find out who is correct. Helen joins us now. Helen, who won the big debate, me or Liam?
Oh, definitely, Ben. These guys are in there for the Facebook likes, the Twitter, just to get the followers. They are not there for love. It's an experiment. Tell you what, it's failed. How many?
Oh, gee.
It's an experiment that failed.
Gee whiz, Helen.
Helen, for taking my side, thank you very
No,
much.
appreciate your input, Helen, as always. Courtney joins us now. What do you think, Court? Who wins the debate?
I believe in true love, and so just like Liam, I think people are there for the right reasons.
But if they're looking for true love, wouldn't they not go on the show?
No, but they've tried everything else, and they need experts to help them in their, journey for true love.
That's it.
That's ridiculous. If you need an expert to find love, then
Some people just
you
need
don't
love
deserve
experts.
love. You don't deserve it. As always, the last domino falls to Antonio.
Look, boys, good today. Liam, I do agree with some of your points, and actually last year, that Gonzo guy, I loved him, and he's still with that girl, and they had twins. Did you know that?
Yeah, you mean Bryce? You mean Bryce?
Yeah, Bryce. I have to say, though, once again, Ben, he puts together a good debate. He uses stats, he uses figures. Actually, I've got another little tidbit for you, boys.
Oh, yeah?
Did you know that on Sportsbet, you can bet on how quickly they're going to get blue ticks on their Instagram?
Really? Can you do
That's
that?
funny.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. I put $5 on it. This week it has to be Ben. Sorry, Liam.
Woo! There you go.
That was a debate, a big debate. We now have the winner.
I was always fighting an uphill uphill battle on that
You
one.
really were. Well done, mate.
MAFS returned last night. I caught a bit, and obviously it's a big show that people love, but I think you can enjoy the show without wanting to be on it, right? And as I was watching a bit last night, I was thinking to myself, who's doing that?
Oh, I think that all the time.
Who's putting themselves through that? Especially at this stage. You know, they say it's an experiment. It's an experiment we've done 8 times. So we know what's going to happen here, right?
I saw all the promos playing when the Oz Open was on, and the whole time I kept thinking to myself, who's going, I want to try that. I'm at the stage of my life where I want to go on there and marry a random person for other people's entertainment.
It's going one of two ways, right? Either you get a heap of Instagram followers and you're happy.
Yep.
Or people just hate your guts, which does happen sometimes, and I feel bad for people who get put in those positions.
Yeah.
But I don't
either, because you put yourself on that show.
Yeah. And is anyone really going, truly believing, I could find my soulmate on this?
You can't be. You would be lying to my face if you told me you were going on that show to actually find love.
13, 24, 10. Have you been on TV? I'd love to speak to someone who's done a reality TV show, or even just done Deal or No Deal, so I can find all the ins and outs.
We were on TV that one time for Celebrity Name Game.
Yeah, they
Denya.
were scraping the barrel that week, weren't they? And our celebrities are Ben and Liam.
Having said that, though, we did win.
We won the money for the people,
And then the show got cancelled.
Yeah, it did, because we took them out of business. I also remember Talking About Your Generation, which I sucked at.
Yeah.
I just thought, I don't know, but it was it's hard. TV is different. It's radio is just it's all happening. This is live right now, but with TV, it's a lot stop, let's do that again.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's sort of hard to get a flow on.
Look, that's us, but what about you? Have you ever been on TV? 13, 24, 10.
Nick joins us now. You're on the TV, Nick.
I was a couple of times. Yeah.
What show?
I was on Survivor.
You're on Survivor?
Which is probably one of the better ones. I
Yeah.
reckon. That's, you know what I mean?
A bit better than MAFS.
Yeah, if you go on The Amazing Race or Survivor, I get that. You know what I mean? You're going on there to compete. Whereabouts did you do it? Was it overseas or in Australia?
Yes, I was on season 1 in Samoa, and then went back for All Stars in season 5, and was in Fiji.
Oh, Nick, right. I mean,
how did you go? Did you win any of them?
No, I did not win.
Okay. Well,
I'm a 2-time loser. Put it on my gravestone.
Look, Nick, I'm sure there's people listening right now being like, oh, no, I don't love Nick. But I'm not personally a big watcher of Survivor.
Did you get to keep, was there any souvenirs as a contestant you get to keep? Did you get to keep the scarf or maybe one of the tokens that they get?
Yeah, so they're pretty proprietors about what they let you keep and don't keep. But on the last night of the finale of season 1, a few of us, after the votes were tallied, we ran around stealing things from the set, and I actually ripped a chunk out of the jury bench where I sat. And
Wow. Just real savage by that point. You've been living on an island for too long.
All right, Nick, that is perfect. Thank you very much for calling us. Keep them coming. Have you been on TV?
Jane, you were on the TV, the Idiot Box.
Yeah, we were on Family Feud.
Oh, you're on that
that's
Family
pretty
Feud.
good.
Was it when Grant Daniel was hosting?
Oh, yeah. He was fantastic, really professional. But the minute that camera started rolling, he just became the TV host extraordinaire that he is.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, we have seen Denya in close action before, and he really does know how to work a camera. I mean, he's won a gold Logie.
How did you go, Jane, on the show?
You're not meant to ask that. But let's just say we had a good time. The whole family got flown out to Melbourne.
Ooh.
We had a really, really good day. But back to work the next day.
Yeah, right.
And reality.
What do you mean you're not meant to ask that? Do they tell you not to talk about your experience on the show?
Well, you're not allowed to say until it gets aired.
Oh, it hasn't gone to air yet?
No, it has. Yeah.
Oh, right.
So surely it's out there now. Surely the embargo would be over. Unless Denya scared you so much that he brought you into a room after and said, listen here, if you ever tell anyone what happened here today, I'll end you, your whole family.
Thank you very much, Jane. You are in the draw for 50K Fridays for sharing your story. But that's embargo. Don't tell anyone.
yeah. Just keep that one under your Von Dutch there, Jane.
Yesterday, if you missed it, was the press club lunch with ScoMo. So a bunch of journalists, they get together, they eat lunch, and they just grill him with questions. And ScoMo got hit by a whole bunch of curly questions, but there was one that I'd like to focus on right now. He was asked if he knew the price of bread. This was his response.
Off the top of your head, can you tell me the price of a loaf of bread?
Now, I'm not going to pretend to you that I go out each day and I buy a loaf of bread and I buy a litre of milk. I'm not going to pretend to you that I do that. And I'll leave those sort of things to you, mate.
Does he even have bread in his house?
It seemed like a bit of a burn at the end. I'll leave the bread buying to you, peasant, mate.
We're all laughing at ScoMo because of this, but it's actually harder than you might think. Now, to prove that, we brought in producer Belle. She's got 5 products from the supermarket. It's me versus Liam. We have to try and guess the price of each item. Now, for a correct answer, I reckon you got to be within 50 cents of the product.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Okay, so it's not just who's closer. You've got to be really near it.
I reckon for the sake of the game to progress, whoever's closer gets the point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Having said that, I reckon for it to be like impressive, it's got to be within 50 cents.
Well, see how I go, because I must admit, normally I don't have like a filter in my head of bread should be this much.
Yeah.
When you're buying it, you're like, that's probably about right.
Feel free to play along in the car as well or at home. See how many of these you actually get. It's best of 5.
Best of 5. All right. First one. 500 grams of Capilano pure honey, but in the upside-down squeeze bottle. Ben, what do you think?
500 grams, that's a pretty big one. And I know that honey is very expensive. I get my honey from a mate of mine called Cam. But it ran out recently and I had to buy some. And I reckon the one I got was smaller than 500 grams. And it was about $7.50. So I'm going to say $9.40.
I reckon $12.
Okay. Well, it's $8.60, so Ben, you're way closer.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that is one to Ben. Next one. How much do you think 125-gram punnet of blueberries is? Liam, you can go first.
Blueberries, let's just go $4.30.
Nah, too expensive. I reckon if you get it on special, they do them for $2.
Yeah, but we're not talking special, right?
Yeah, but you can't count special.
We're not doing specials.
Like if we go to the discount
I
range,
know.
it's 20 cents.
I'm just showing my work. I'm thinking out loud. When they're on special, they're about $2. When they're not on special, I'd say $3.50.
Well, they're $4.50, so Liam, that's one to you.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, blueberries, like, because they look, it's small.
Yeah.
It's like smaller than strawberries, but they're
deceiving.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, next one. How much is a 350-gram can of odourless Mortine Fly and Mozzie spray? Ben?
$4.50.
Okay,
Why didn't
Liam?
I go on that?
It's been a while since I've used the Mozzie spray. Yeah, let's say, I'm just going to round up and say 50. Oh, sorry. No. $5, yeah. I was going to round up 50 cents from yours is what I was saying.
So you're $5, Ben. You said...
I said $4.50.
Yeah.
All right, that's one to Liam, $7.70. All right, Liam, if you get this, you win.
Okay.
How much is a 495-gram jar of Chicken Tonight lemon chicken simmer sauce? Ben?
I would say $3.50.
Yeah, it's got to be around. Yeah. I'd say $3.
Well, then, Liam, you win. It's $2.50.
There you go.
Our next guest is a comedian, author, presenter, and makeup guru. Now she's adding Nova podcast host to the list with her new podcast, Hennessy's Hotline.
I know when that hotline blink.
Please welcome Tanya Hennessy.
Oh, what a pleasure. Tanya Hennessy, how you doing?
Oh my god, boys! Hi. That was such a cool intro. That was like slick.
Well, look, the cooler the person, the cooler the intro.
Yeah.
Normally, sometimes it's like it's the person from Survivor, and that's it. But like you've done a lot. You've done a lot of things,
Yeah.
and you've earned the right to have a big intro. We got to talk about your new podcast, though. Now, obviously, you're a bit of a radio veteran. You've been around for a while. Is it fair to say that this podcast is essentially just like a radio show, but like on a podcast?
It's kind of like the radio show element for me is the fact that you've got listeners, but on a podcast, which we love about it. So what are some of the topics that you try and cover off on this podcast?
So it's a bit filthier than radio because you got to be a bit good when you're on radio because there's stakeholders and da. But when you're on podcasting, you can ask questions like, "How did you die? Have you died?" We ask the question, "What do you swear you've seen?" And the calls are crazy.
What do you mean, like the Loch Ness Monster and stuff?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is good. I swear I seen it. No, I swear. No, I swear I seen it.
Yes, exactly. People are so interesting.
We were thinking, Tanya, maybe we could pinch one of your talkback ideas because we're loving them and we can give you some of ours for the podcast potentially.
Oh my God. Yes. Let's do it.
Jeez, well, off the top of my head, which cartoon character gave you your sexual awakening?
Oh, that's a great one. Yeah, but you guys have to as well. Can I guess what yours might be?
Yeah, go for it.
I reckon, Ben, yours would be like Jasmine in Aladdin.
No, mine's the mum from The Incredibles.
Oh, okay. Keep forgetting you're younger than me. Okay, cool.
She got that wagon.
Liam, is yours like Winnie the Pooh? No, I'm kidding. Is it the? No, that one's too. Okay, is it the sexy rabbit? What's her name? Jessica Rabbit.
Oh, you know what?
yeah.
That's a good one, but it's actually Kim Possible.
Oh, of course. And this is the thing. I think we have like a 5 or 10 year age gap. How old are you guys?
25.
Oh, for the love of God, doing a Metro show. Good on you, though. I'll give you a go at mine.
Okay.
And remember, I'm 36.
All right.
Still hot, though. Still hot.
You know what? I reckon it's old Simba and Lion King 2.
Oh, yeah, that's a safe bet.
Lion King 2.
Yeah, when Simba comes back and he's hot.
Lion King 2. No, it was actually, have you seen Robin Hood, the Disney one?
Oh,
and there were
yes.
foxes. And it was like the guy who played Robin Hood as a fox. And he was a fox.
That was your one.
Right, do you want me to give you guys one?
Yeah, give us one.
I'll give you 3. Okay. Here's
Give
one.
us 3. How good's that?
What's your connection to a murderer? If you can get Ivan Milat's nephew on, you know what I mean?
I love it. Yeah.
Okay, what about this? What have you achieved on the toilet?
Yeah, no, I like that one too. That's good. A lot of people getting
I
work done.
wrote a book on the toilet, and you can tell. What about what idea do you swear was yours?
Oh, that's very
good. Yeah, that's good.
What
Yeah, I
about
like that.
do you regret having kids?
Oh, geez,
Yeah.
Tanya, you've given us
I
a
mean-
lot to work with here.
You know what, Liam? I reckon maybe because Tanya's given us so many good ones, maybe just give her our favourite one.
Okay, yeah, we did this one I think 4 years back, back when we were working at Triple J.
oh my
at the
God.
It
time.
went very well, though.
Yeah. Did you ever go to a mate's house when you were younger and you saw how they lived and how their house smelled, and then you were just off them?
Oh my God! It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Everyone would just be like, yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's so relatable. Yeah, everyone's like, oh, yeah.
The
I had that.
Hennessy's hotline is more about stories, but thanks for the input.
No, to be fair, Tanya, I think we were probably not giving you you were giving us some like gold nuggets, and we weren't really giving you the most ripe stuff.
Make sure you do check out the podcast. Hennessy's Hotline is the name of it, on the Nova app or wherever you get your podcast from. Tanya Hennessy, thank you so much.
Oh my God, boys, pleasure.
We were just joined by the wonderful Tanya Hennessy. She's got a new podcast out, Hennessy's Hotline, and she was explaining how it's not like radio, because a lot of the topics she's doing you wouldn't be able to do on radio. But, we gave her some ideas, she gave us some ideas, and there's one that I think, even though it's a bit naughty, we love it so much we want to do it.
Well, yeah, we said to her, hey, let's trade some ideas, and we loved all of them, but this one, I think, stood out. I don't even know if we'll get any calls for it, but this was her idea.
What's your connection to a murderer?
If you think about it, no one's talking about that on the radio, are they? But it's interesting. Like, as a listener right now, I'm sure you're thinking, I want to hear those calls.
I want to hear those calls. I really do.
Yeah.
You can remain anonymous. You will be in the draw to win $50,000. 13 24 10. What is your connection to a murderer?
Must admit, I'm excited and nervous at the same time because this is all above board. We're allowed to do this, but I haven't heard this done before. Therefore, you don't know what you're going to get.
Hell, why not? What's your connection to a murderer? Chelsea.
Yeah, hi. My ex-boyfriend,
Yeah.
best friend, used to be babysitted by Catherine Knight when he was a little kid.
Oh, my God.
I don't know the case.
She's the one with the husband.
She's pretty full on.
I think she's the.
Is that the one that-
yeah.
Oh.
She's the only one to have like life without parole in Australia. The only woman. Did she bake him into a pie or something?
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't know that was in Australia.
That was Australia.
Yeah,
Really?
she's in New South Wales.
So just hit us with the connection again, because it
was your boyfriend's friend.
So his best friend when he was a kid out in like country New South Wales. And he said that she was a really nice lady.
She was his babysitter.
Pardon?
The babysitter. He was babysat by that woman. That's
Yeah.
horrifying.
The parents would be sweating after that one came out. Hey, I mean, you can look into Catherine Knight in your own time if you want, but yeah, long story short, she backed her husband into a pie.
I didn't even know that she was in Australia. I thought that was an overseas one.
Yeah, just looked her up there. That's her. That's the pie. I think that's a dish. I think
Whoa, that's just a casserole.
That's just a casserole. I
Cops didn't take
don't
a
think
photo.
they'll actually have that on Google Images. I think that's a magazine's done that. Helen, do you know one?
Hi. I grew up in North Queensland, and all of us kids eventually all moved out of home. And then Mum had an empty house, and she took in a boarder, a young fella.
Yeah.
And she was quite strict with him. She said, there was rules, and, Mum was very neat and all of that sort of stuff, and he had to comply with all the rules.
Yeah.
Anyway, and he was a quite young fellow, and it turns out that he would go around robbing houses and, creeping up the back stairs and, entering houses and robbing houses. And he ended up killing another old lady who was in a house on her own. So, yes, that was just so close to home and
Helen,
just really, really, really scary. And, it was just so surreal.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad.
So
Glad your
that
mum's
person
okay.
could have been sleeping in my old bed.
Of course.
Ooh. Gives you the heebie-jeebies.
Does, Helen.
Oh, thanks for sharing your story, though. Ian, what is your connection to a murderer?
Yeah, basically I went to school with one of the blokes who was involved in the Snowtown.
No way.
Really?
Snowtown. Jeez.
Yeah.
So you
were friends? Like you were hanging out together?
Yeah, we played sports, basketball, everything. I remember going to school with him all through high school and all of that. Primary school, Midfield Plains Primary School. Yeah.
So what, I mean,
I
suppose the question is,
quite
what was he like in school? Yeah.
Yeah, quite normal. I remember his dad used to look like an Elvis impersonator.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Hey, you always hear, like, these stories of people like, oh, I never would have guessed it. Like,
yeah.
They're such
well, I guess
normal
if you
people.
did guess it, you probably would have got him arrested.
That's true. They would have found him quicker.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have been able to go around and do all those murders. Yeah, okay. Harry, you have a connection to a murderer, mate?
Yeah, mate. So when I was based in Twickenham, I used to know a geezer called Levi Belfield. And if you want to Google that, he was a serial killer and sex offender.
Yeah.
So I used to drink in my boozer that I was running to start off with. As I first met him.
Harry, I've seen a documentary on this guy.
I've just
That's
Googled
right,
him.
I know. Yeah, I know the guy. And there's also a
He's got no neck.
There's a TV series. Oh, he's a
called
horrible man.
Yeah, so like, I used to drink in my boozer, and then then he'd become a bouncer at one of the clubs that I used to go to.
Yeah.
So I used to get free entry via him, have a little drink with him.
Yeah.
Come across as a normal geezer. And then what was the weirdest thing, I used to be a manager of an airline transport company.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I sold a van, to a third party. That van come up on the TV, and in Manhunt, he bought it, not via me, but from his third party, and that's where he had the bodies in.
Oh, Harry. Jesus.
Needless to say, I got interviewed by old Bill, because I didn't realise who the geezer was at the time.
Yeah.
And obviously they'd already put two and two together.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Harry, have you seen Manhunt? I think it's Martin Clune. Yeah. I think it's on Stan or one of them. It's like, it's a good show, but horrible murderer.
These are just wild stories.
I mean, do we keep it going?
I think we get one more batch.
Let's keep going until we get dragged off air.
It's hard to stop talking about him, though.
I know. Chris joins us now. You've got a connection, mate.
Yeah, hey, boys. So I'm from Sydney. Probably about 15 years ago, I was doing the thing you do fresh out of high school, working at Pizza Hut. Working, and, we had this new kid rock up for his first shift, doing the close shift, doing the right thing. We thought, we'll drop him home after his first shift, make sure he gets home okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so following day, he doesn't turn up for work. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. Tried to get a hold of his dad, no dramas. No, couldn't get through.
Yeah.
Following day again, turns out his son had murdered a taxi driver just before he rocked up for his first shift.
No. Are you
serious?
So he came to work for his first shift. Like,
Yep,
just
100%.
before that, he murdered the taxi driver, And then you
Yeah,
went
earlier
for the
that
whole
day.
shift, and then you took him home.
Yeah, we gave him a lift home and, spent the best part of 8 hours in the kitchen with him, and all that sort of fun stuff.
Chris,
So,
such a strange
That is
feeling.
what. So you're hanging out with someone who's literally murdered someone that day. What was he like? Was he seemed sort of normal?
He was pretty quiet, to be fair. We obviously didn't see or hear from him again. But no, he was just a quiet cat. We just thought he was a quiet sort of kid, and he was only 17, 18, something like that at the time. And
Oh, jeez,
right,
Chris. Jeez, you're lucky they caught him quick. Otherwise, you and your Pizza Hut staff might have been in trouble. Mel, you have a connection with the murderer?
Yeah, so a guy I dated when I was 16, about 6 months after we broke up, he murdered his foster father.
Oh, Mel.
So you actually dated a murderer?
Yeah, my mum was like smitten on him, wanted us to get married, the whole lot.
Oh, Mel. Jeez,
Really quiet, nice guy.
My guts are churning right now.
Yeah, so obviously with that last call with the Pizza Hut guy, you worked one shift with him, so you didn't know him, but you actually
you
knew this
literally
person.
intimately knew them.
And so, I mean, obviously, but you at no point would have thought they had that in them, would you?
He was this really quiet, lovely guy, great friend to everybody. Like, you would not have picked it. Really sweet guy. Like, wouldn't think he had a nasty bone in him.
Wow.
It's always the quiet ones, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what we're learning, isn't it?
And I'm real loud, guys, so I'm never going to kill anyone.
Out of the two, I'm probably the quieter one.
Yeah, I would say, if there was, if someone was going to do it, it'd be you. And that's the end of the Ben and Liam podcast. Do you really think it was a glitch?
Sorry.
What are you watching there?
What was I watching?
Yeah, what are you watching?
I was watching a guy called Alex Elliott. He's like a teaches you golf tips.
Right, so do you think that's what you should be doing in work time? You're being paid to be here. You're being paid to concentrate and listen to me and execute invigorating content.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think people like when I talk about golf. Just my thought.
You know what? I don't even reckon you're watching that video. I reckon you just turn it on loud and put it near the microphone, so then we would then have to talk about golf.
Whoa. Correct. And here we are.
I'm bloody
Can I actually tell you a fun thing about golf? And just a little quick development. So you've heard me talk about Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah.
He's the biggest driver at the moment. Not ever, but he is.
How long?
He hits it over 300 meters.
Jeez.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Spanks him.
Yeah.
That is pretty wild.
And so he, at the moment, is in talks with, there's this new, so at the moment, the PGA is the big one. And then there's a couple other leagues, like there's the Australian League and then there's the European League. The European's the second biggest.
Yeah.
And then the PGA is it's the league. It's
Yeah.
the only one people want to play in, really. But there's this new Saudi Super League starting up. And they're trying...
Saudi's got super leagues everywhere.
Yeah, and they're trying to poach him from the PGA, which never happened before. So they've also got no good players. But if they poached DeChambeau, people actually probably would watch it.
Yeah, right.
So I think it's rumoured that they're
He
throwing
would
an
be on
exorbitant amount of money.
absolute coin. But
Yeah.
then what is it, for the golf community, are they going, oh, no, you took the money?
For sure. And then also, I think as a competitive golfer, you want to play the best golfers in the world. But if you're playing in the Saudi Super League, you're not doing that.
Yeah, that's it. But then, I suppose it gets to a point where you just go, oh, swell, I suppose.
I'll just make all the money.
Cash
You'd
in.
you'd
People
also win
follow
all the
me.
tournaments as well.
You'd
so-
also be the trendsetter, I suppose.
Yeah,
People
might come over.
and
For sure.
watch the Saudi Super League.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Talking about golf.
Yeah, no, to be honest, I was mildly interested in that.
Yeah,
So
very good.
yeah, no, you got me.
All right, see you, podcaster.
Ben and Liam is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.